week with the side hustle versus the weekly checks I was bringing home. I said, yeah, maybe I should turn this into a business, and it's been a journey since then.
Look at that. Now, I know it's a great journey. And what different products do you have? Because not only are you a chef, but you also have other products as well, correct?
Yeah, so right now I am looking to launch my spice line. So I've been selling it online, but I need to scale higher. And we also have frozen lasagnas coming soon. So those were sold online as well. But we are looking to get into other stores, markets, cafes, restaurants, wherever people like to eat.
Absolutely. And the lasagna is delicious. Now, lastly, what makes Tasteful Events Catering different?
A lot of people think this is just a catering business, but in reality, the bigger mission is to create opportunities for young adults, especially in areas like the Milwaukee area. Somebody book us for catering, they're helping us build a bigger mission, creating opportunities for at-risk troubled youth, those who lost a parent to violence, and teen moms. I like those missions because I was a teen mom. My daughter lost her father to violence, and that's why those are our most important clients. I use cooking for therapy, and a lot of people don't realize, a lot of kids don't realize how much therapy cooking can be.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How can people find more information about Tasteful Events Catering?
www.tastefuleventscatering.com.
Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me.
And this has been your Business Spotlight with Tasteful Events Catering right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Associated Bank. Your money works here. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, 833-212-1017 is the number. I got to check one quick thing so I can make sure all is well with the world, and I am here. So, it's a nice day today. It is really, 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 really nice. And I had a good time. I have absolutely nothing to do after the show. It is going to be a great day. How's your day? Is your day going great? Okay, my mouse don't work. Where my mouse at? Great. Does it work? Okay. All right. So rule number one is when you are using a mouse, you have to make sure the screen that you're using it on is actually the right screen. But if you want to see me do all this stuff, you can just go to youtube.com/at 101.7 The Truth, and you can watch us live, and you can put your comments, you can log in, or you can download the Truth app and listen to us live, or go to 1017thetruth.com. If you miss anything, all you got to do is go to Apple Play or Google Play, or is it the Apple Store and Google? Anyway, go to Apple or Google, and whatever it is, you get to watch us, or you can just go to the app and watch any show on 101.7 The Truth and see us rebroadcast live and in person, partying. You know, you can see everybody in the morning, everybody on Sherwin, everybody on Kyle, everybody on Tori Lowe, who was just before me. We got the analysis coming up after the show, and then more Tori Lowe. So everything is wonderful. Everything is copacetic. I really think that in the coming days, it's going to be important for us to keep watch over Milwaukee. There are some things going on that I don't know if we will be able to overcome them. People have a concept of Milwaukee that's just bad. It's just bad. And I try to talk to people, and I try to tell people, it's like, hey, do you understand that you know, it's not as bad as people think it is. It's not as, you know, rough. And, you know, I was talking to a guy today, and he said his son, who used to be a police officer in Milwaukee, said, you know, you should like never come east of Highway 100, 124th Street or 108th. I was like, wow, that's, yeah. That's rich, especially when we're putting money in his pocket and making sure he's able to buy a house and take care of family and do all those things with taxpayer money. So in that instance, I get they don't want people to move out the city and stuff like that. But for the most part, black people are here, and we're here to stay. I don't know if that many black people live in the suburbs. I wonder how many black people live outside of the city of Milwaukee. I wonder. Or I wonder if we could end up being like Maryland and having a black enclave. You know, they say that about, you know, brown deer. But I don't know. I don't know. What would it mean? I mean, really, what would it actually really mean for black people in America to resegregate? And I've talked about that before, but not forced segregation like Jim Crow, not the brutality of Plessy v. Ferguson. I'm talking about choice, about choosing, voluntary separation. It's not like you're leaving the military. Consolidation, a decision not imposed upon black people, but actually made. Now, before you get emotional, let's do what I always do. Let's get analytical. Because this ain't about feelings. This is about power. It's about protection. It's about positioning yourself in a country to take advantage of all the things the country has to offer. And I think it's only fair. But that's just me. So here we go. Argument number one. This is for resegregation. One, you get economic control. We keep our dollars in the house. There's a reason why people can't forget the Tulsa race riot. Before it was destroyed, Greenwood wasn't just a neighborhood. It was actually an ecosystem. You had black doctors, black banks, black educators, black wealth circulating in black hands. That's what resegregation advocates are really saying. If we control where we live, if we control where we shop, and who we build with, we control our economic destiny. And I think part of the disconnect with the wealth gap is we don't control any of those things. So right now, the black dollar leaves the community within hours. Tory Lowe talked about that the other day. So the argument's simple. Segregate economically, build your own institutions, create generational stability. So my argument number 2 for cultural preservation. This is for resegregation. Black people just coming together and creating your own. You define yourself, or people will define you. If you think about every other group, Asian, Jewish, Muslim, let me just come up with one, white people, every group survives long term because it protects its culture. Our culture is taken, redistributed, stolen. We're talking language, values, norms, and standards. This is the way we do it. This is why we do it. But integration didn't just open doors, it diluted the boundaries. It kind of made them flexible. And some argue that when you disperse too much, you lose shared expectations, which we have, collective accountability, which we show every time we meet up, and cultural continuity. Where's our culture going? What's it growing to? And so the pro-resegregation idea says we need spaces where black identity doesn't have to be negotiated. It's literally the standard, like at an HBCU. It's not isolation. I look at it as preservation. Now, my third argument for resegregation is psychological safety. We just need a place to be real. How can I say this? And you may as well get the bell ready. Navigating predominantly white spaces is too much pressure. Okay. It is. You got to code switch. You got to constantly be aware of what you say, the words you use. And there's a reputational burden that when you see one black person, they represent all black people. But one white person doesn't ever represent all white people. They'll charge it off to oh, that person's crazy, that person has mental health issues, that person. Of course, when black people commit crimes, they're just evil. There's an argument that resegregated space allow people to be, not perform. That's why they want them on colleges, and that's why you have places like University of Missouri and universities all over the country ditching. And I don't understand why they say ditching DEI, because it really wasn't that. They're just ditching minority everything. They don't ditch white women, though, but they ditch everything else. I want to be able to just be me without explanation. I need to be able to exist without having to translate what I am, what I'm wearing, why I'm wearing it. That safety has value. That psychological safety has value. But because everything that sounds good isn't always good in practice. So resegregation sounds great, but now I got 3 reasons why we shouldn't resegregate. Number 1 is isolation limits your power. You can't limit your power and then influence the outside world. In other words, you can't influence what you exit. Power in America is tied to these systems: politics, corporate leadership, and policymaking. If you don't have input, you can't control it. And they are not majority black. So if you pull back too far, you don't just separate, you disconnect. Influence, right, requires a presence. You have to be there in person. You have to be at the table. Number 2, against resegregation, resource disparity. We don't have the infrastructure, so it'll be a struggle. I mean, we like to romanticize history, but even before Brown versus the Board of Education in Topeka, Kansas, separate literally meant unequal. Right now, people don't want to work. People don't want to own homes. Yeah, I know I argued about that before, but go with me. And so everything you do in your tax base is based on home ownership. So if your resources are tied to your tax base, your political leverage, your institutional investment, and you don't have any, see, if resegregation happens without economic strength first, you're literally not building independence. You are creating disadvantage. And then number 3, if you're against resegregation, okay. Our glass is resistant, right? It'll stop people from throwing stuff. Okay. Internal fragmentation. We don't agree enough yet. We don't agree on who's black. We got to be honest with ourselves. Black people are not a monolith. We're like every other people in the world. There are class differences, political differences, religious differences, regional differences, language differences. And so the question becomes, who defines the segregated space? Who says, this is the space, this is what it is, this is where it is, this is how it'll be? You'll have, the same thing we have now? Rich people living next to middle class people, living next to lower class people, living next to homeless. What values are most important? I know most black people are Christian, but some black people are Muslim, some black people are Buddhist, some black people are atheists. So what values are going to dominate? And then what are the standards? What laws are we going to create? I don't like that law. Well, I think the law not to beat your wife or beat your husband is probably a good one. But we don't like that, so we're just not going to follow. What are we going to do? Because if you don't resolve internal alignment, you're not creating unity. You're actually concentrating conflict. You're just putting it all in one place. And so here's the part people don't want me to say aloud. Resegregation is not a solution, it's a strategy. And like any strategy, it only works if you have 4 things, and the black community, in my estimation, doesn't have these 4 things. 1, discipline. We find that out every time black people drive through the north side, every time black people meet up. We don't have infrastructure. We're not in charge of anything. We don't have our own electricity. We don't have our own banks. We don't have our own water department, none of that. Number 3, we definitely don't have black leadership. Okay, let's keep going. And then we don't have a shared vision. Without that, any group you put together that's resegregated is going to collapse and crush under its own weight. And this isn't about whether black people can do it. The real question is whether we have the collective discipline to build something worth separating for, because separation without structure is just distance, and distance don't equal power. We've been here before. Different form, same question. Do you integrate to gain access or consolidate to build strength? And one of the reasons we don't have political strength is because some of us are integrating to gain access, and some of us are consolidating to build strength. But the answer isn't either or. It's knowing when to do both. It's about having the discipline to execute either one when you need to well. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you, if you don't control your direction, you'll always be moved by someone else's design.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 101.7 The Truth. Truth Nation, it's that time again for the Tory Low Community Cleanup. Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 18th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. as we come together to clean up the city of Milwaukee. Be part of making a difference in our community. The Tory Low Community Cleanup, Saturday, April 18th, 8 to noon. Sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, Steinhoffels, Cousin Subs, Waste Management, and presented by the Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District, your clean water partner serving greater Milwaukee for 100 years.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family.
They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flysshf.org and ask for an application.
At UW Credit Union, our home loans have everything you need for your next big step, including up to $750 off closing costs for all home buyers. And first-time buyers can save even more. So if you're ready to trade roomies for more room, or your townhome for an out-of-town home, UW Credit Union will be with you from start to furnished. UW Credit Union. Apply online today. Equal housing lender. Credit may be limited as required by program. Visit uwcu.org for details.
It's Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
She's so bad.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, 21 minutes after the hour. 50 degrees, feels like 47. The high was 68 today. I was somewhere, it was like 70 degrees. The low tonight is 49. Winds are from the east and southeast, around 8 miles an hour, so it's not too bad. So before the break, I was talking about resegregation. So my first poll question, I got two of them today. My first poll question, should black people resegregate? Yes or no? Should we resegregate? Yes or no? All you got to do is go to youtube.com/@101.7 The Truth, and you can log in and with your email and take the poll. I don't know. You could take the poll. So let me by the way, let me take attendance. See who's up in here. Okay, the poll, not a poll's in the way. Go away, poll. Let me make poll. If I dismiss the poll, will it come back? If I dismiss the poll, will it come back? Okay, so I'm going to dismiss it. Now, they laugh at me that it's a boomer moment and all that trash because I have a little small question
a boomer moment
about YouTube. Like, I don't do polls and they control it. So, like, then I ask a question, I get beat up. Y'all see how my life is? Do you see how my life is? Hey, what's up, SE? How's it going, Willie? Sincere, hope you got my back today. Hey, what's up, Kwanda, Babar? Kwanda said, Dr. Ken, you live now on IG. So today starting off really well. So what I do is my Dr. Ken's Truth, I put it on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So I try to do that. And that way you can at least get that first part, right? So, okay. Sincere said, hot. Really? Yeah, well, it's not hot, but anyway. Lucretia, what's going on? Not really a city girl say, hey, Dr. Ken, I hope you have a better attitude today. My attitude wasn't bad yesterday. What's wrong with you? You show up early acting, all right, if that's it, I'm going to keep my attitude up. Because I said I was going to talk about men and women today, didn't I? So I'm going to start at least my first segment off my second one, with this. All right? So there's a story on thegrio.com that says U.S. military to automatically register eligible men for draft by year's end. The U.S. Selective Service System is set to automatically register eligible men for the military draft starting December 2026, following changes approved by the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2026. Under the new rule, black men, most male U.S. citizens between the age of 18 and 25 will no longer need to manually sign up for draft registration. Instead, the system will use existing federal data resources to enroll eligible individuals automatically, shifting the responsibility away from individuals and on to the government. The change stems from an amendment to the Military Selective Service Act, which has long required men in that age group to register in case of a future military draft. The Selective Service submitted its proposal to federal regulators March 30th, marking a key step towards implementation. Currently, eligible men must register themselves either online or through other official channels by providing personal information. Name, address, date of birth, social security number, and failure to register carries penalties and may affect eligibility for certain federal benefits. So, despite the update, there's no active military draft here. The country has relied on all volunteers since 1973 when the last draft ended following the Vietnam War era. Officials have emphasized that the shift to automatic registration does not mean a draft is imminent. Why we're at war with Iran. But I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. So my question is this. You've heard it. It might be coming. Should women be drafted too? And it's another one of those examples that we go from, oh, I'm a woman and I can do anything you want to do and I can do this and I can do that and I can have children, you can't. I can get pregnant, you can't. I can have this. I want reproductive choice. I want all that stuff. That's my fake women voice. I want all this other stuff. Until it comes to draft, every single woman I asked, with the exception of one, said no. They said until women have the same rights as men, and in many cases they don't, I'm a vote no. So what you're saying is that we give you 110% reproductive rights and you can do anything with your baby at any time to the point where you can have an abortion after they're born within a certain amount of time, because that's the craziness they was talking about in New York. Go ahead and no. And I know most women I know say that. But I say, why not? Why not? I say, why not? I'm asking. 833-212-1017 is the number. Should women be drafted like men? Should they have to sign up for selective service? Should they go to war? Because we go to war. You want a choice in everything else anyway. You want to be equal in every way anyway. Why not? Why not? Well, then when it comes to dying for your country, oh, I'm a mom. Oh, I'm a woman and I'm weak and I need a strong man. Get out of here. Why not? Why so? 833-212-1017 is the number. Any women brave enough to call? I don't think so. Any women brave enough to say yes, and here's why, or no, and here's why? You're either going to be equal or you're not. Let's remove all the physical restraints. No. I think women are beautiful creatures and they can do things we can't and we can do things they can't. But when you keep talking about you're equal and you want equal rights, you need equal rights in everything that we're equal at. And if we can be equal fighting somebody, then we can be equal at war. I don't know. Sincere said men and women are not the same. We're not equal. Not being the same doesn't mean you're not equal. It doesn't mean you're not treated equal. There are certain arenas for majority. Let's remove stuff like physical strength. Let's remove height and weight. Let's remove anatomically, men versus women, pregnancy, not pregnancy, sperm, all that. Let's remove all that. What are the things women say they're equal to men at? Work, equal pay. What else? Remember the song, Anything You Can Do, I Can Do Better? Men are equal to women? Well, I think that would be the proof. Crystal said the narrative you just gave about what we were discussing yesterday was completely wrong. Equal does not mean the same. Huh? Equal means equal. Equal means equal. And how you perceived it yesterday is one way, how I perceived it is another, and you ain't changing my mind. Bottom line, if that's what you want, equality, what does that look like? What does that mean? 833-212-1017. Don't be a keyboard warrior today. Call. Tell me. Because I'm not going to tell you how I feel about it until we're done. But I think it's an important thing to remember. Sincere said, name one thing that separates us exactly. We're not equal. I don't understand what that means. I don't understand what that means. Crystal said, as far as the draft, the next time a woman starts a war, then we can start drafting women. That makes absolutely no sense. You are putting a wedge between men and women until you need men. Then all of a sudden the man is trash because he don't step up in the way that you want him to step up. You've been crying about it. You've been trashing men, and you've been saying you're equal. Step up or shut up. 833-212-1017 is the number. And now with 1017 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazaga.
They're still dealing with an accident. It's on 41 southbound at Highway 145. Got the left lane blocked, and that means we've got backups all the way back to Main Street, Menominee Falls. So something to keep in mind through there. The northbound side of 41, slowing from Mayfair Road all the way up to Hampton. Eastbound 94, we've got backups from Highway F all the way past Brookfield Road, almost to Calhoun. Back on the brakes from 70th Street all the way to 35th. The westbound side is slowing down from about 30th Street to Hawley Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight. Periods of rain around ½ inch likely. Lows around 40. Tomorrow becoming partly cloudy. A high of 46 at the lake, 53 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
The Humane Animal Welfare Society, HAWS, believes in keeping pets healthy and families together. No one should have to choose between rent and veterinary care. The Wellness Clinic at Hawes Animal Shelter in Waukesha offers important basics of dog and cat care to our community. Pet owners can schedule general exams, sick visits, receive vaccinations, even get preventatives and nail trims. Appointments are available weekdays and can be scheduled by calling 262-542-8852. Contact Hawes of Waukesha today for your pet's care.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
When you get a diagnosis of Parkinson's disease, things get real.
And nobody understands that better than the Parkinson's Foundation. All across the country, we provide resources and support in the fight against Parkinson's, a neurological disease that affects movement.
The Parkinson's Foundation is dedicated to improving care and advancing research towards a cure.
And when you call our helpline, you'll speak to a real person who can help you find the right information. Because while living with Parkinson's can be challenging, there are things you can do to improve your quality of life. So, whether you're newly diagnosed, have been living with Parkinson's for years, or caring for a loved one,
when Parkinson's gets real, find real answers at the Parkinson's Foundation.
Go to parkinson.org or call our helpline at 1-800-4PD-INFO, 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
This True Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Boston Red Sox took advantage of 3 walks and 2 infield hits to score 3 times in the 3rd inning on Wednesday to beat the Milwaukee Brewers 5-0 for the first back-to-back wins of the season for the Sox. Despite the loss, manager Pat Murphy is proud of Shane Durhan's Major League debut on the mound.
I thought he did some good things, but you can't walk. I don't know how many do you walk, 5 or 4?
The Crew get the day off today before starting a 3-game series with the Washington Nationals. And a triple-double for Jericho Simmons wasn't enough as the Milwaukee Bucks followed the Detroit Pistons 137-111. The last home game for the Bucks is tomorrow night against the Nets. They finish the season Sunday against the Philadelphia 76ers. The Wisconsin Badgers men's hockey team takes on North Dakota at 4 p.m. today in Las Vegas in the semifinals of the Frozen Four. This True Sports Update was powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number for you to call, because before the break, we were talking about, should women be drafted? They're going to be automatically drafting men between the age of 18 and 25. Automatically. Come December 2026. So, LT on the YouTube chat said, I'm asking for trouble. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. I still don't understand what you were saying. Who was that? Sincere. Name one thing that separates us. Exactly. We're not the same. We're not equal. Huh? I don't get it. I don't understand what you're saying, dude. I don't understand. The equal stuff is going right over the chat's head. I know. They say some women deserve equal lefts and rights. LT, you going to get yourself jacked. Crystal said, we have all these literal insane males starting wars over money and their hate for people who are different, and women should go fight their wars. Not happening. I am channeling Ali right now. Then stop all your chatter about being equal. Stop all your chatter about men not doing things or doing things. You have to admit there's separation between us, and there are things we can do that you can't. There are things that that you want us to do that you can't. And then there are just some things that you're not going to do. But stop pretending that you're equal then. Stop it. Stop pretending and fighting about women's rights if you don't want all the rights. If you're not willing to go all the way, don't go. Stay where you at. Brian, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
Absolutely not. No woman should be forced to fight a war. Absolutely not.
Why not? They want equality in everything else.
And those certain women that do want equality like that, let them fight the war if they want to fight.
No,
so
if
for
it's
the most
equal,
part, women,
if it's equal, it's got to be everybody or nobody.
Nah,
you don't get to cherry pick. So why do you say
yes,
that?
You do.
No. Why do you say that?
I say that because women represent more than one person. A male represents one person.
That makes no sense.
A female fighting a war and being killed, that's potentially 5 people.
That makes no sense.
Because you could have had 5 babies.
That makes no sense.
So you no, it doesn't make complete sense. Civilization is based on what can be reproduced. Men don't reproduce people. Women reproduce people. So
and they can't reproduce people. And they can't reproduce people without men. And they can have one man with to give her 5 babies, or 5 men can give her 5 babies. I get it, but what makes her special? That she can't fight for her rights, just like I gotta fight for her rights. And watch this. It's okay for her to represent 2 people, but I gotta fight. What does that matter? What does that matter?
War means a
what?
Big matter. War is a big matter. Most wars are based on economics and based on.
Who cares what they're based on? That's irrelevant. It's a war. A war is a war.
No,
you either go or you don't. No, look, you're equal or you're not.
Nada.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate you.
War is not fair, and war is not.
Okay,
equal.
we're not arguing that. All right. Thank you much. 833-212-1017 is the number. Is it? Can we make women equal by drafting them? Al, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
I don't think they should be made to draft because I think they would just be another vessel to get raped. And that's just me giving my opinion. With the way men think today, not all men, I feel they would just be another vessel to rape and for them to brag about. Look what we see on TV today. But yet they wouldn't say that about their mother. So I feel that would not be right because they would just be another vessel to rape.
Okay. Thank you much.
And they know who they are.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
833-212-1017 is the number. Tony said, women always say they're equal. Now they want to change the rules. Of course. Of course. I don't care if you want to fight. See, watch this. Watch this. And I hear you, Crystal. The ridiculousness of an argument is whenever somebody asks you a question and they don't want you to do something, they instantly resurrect Trump. What does Trump have to do with you saying you want equal rights? You always want to qualify everything with Trump. Trump ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm asking you, are you willing to step up and fight and die for freedom for the people in America like you expect? Because the fact that you can sit here and talk on a chat on YouTube is because somebody died to give you the constitutional right and the freedoms to say and do whatever you want. What I'm hearing is that that's not good enough for women. That women aren't willing to do it. So if it was Barack Obama, you'd change your mind. Oh, Barack Obama's war. I'll go die. You're not dying for the president. Who cares who the president is?
Some people will.
You always say you want equality, but you only want it on your terms. And I don't care if you're a veteran, so what? You chose that. I said draft, where you have to go. See, it's easy for a person to step up and be, watch this. It's easy for a person to step up and be honorable when they decided to be honorable in a time when they're honorable. It's easy to walk in, for example, and pick up money and turn it in when someone's watching you. But when nobody's there and your character is the only thing you get to carry with you, you're going to turn in that $2,000 cash you found? Yes or no? Yes or no? That's when your character kicks in. Character kicks in when you get drafted and you go. And that's it. Character kicks in when you get signed up to selective service and pray you don't get chosen. That's it. So to say that you're great, and I appreciate you, Crystal, for being a veteran. I appreciate that. Thank you for your service. For you to say, well, I'm a veteran. You chose that. And you're taking every single benefit they give veterans. Free health care, education, you and your kids, all that. Ain't nobody complaining about that. Oh, nobody ever complains about that. So for you to say you wouldn't serve under Trump, that means that you became a veteran under what? False pretenses. That you really didn't swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States. It was conditional. So, and that's on you. I get it. And I'm not disparaging it. I understand that. But at some point, let your yay be yay and your nay be nay. If I'm supposed to take you at your word and you raise your right hand, stand up to it. How many days I went to work that I didn't want to go to work, things I did at work that I didn't want to do, but I swore that I would do it and uphold it, and I did. And when you hold your politics and your politics become your values, you always lose. You make decisions based on politics in a group of people that don't even care about you. But that's okay. You have a right to do that. But the question is, should women be drafted? Should they be drafted? B. Bruce said, baloney, being drafted does not determine blind character. When the United States develop character, so will its people. That's a silly statement. A country versus people? Come on. Come on. Character is you. And I'm not talking about drafted and being blind and blind character. I'm talking about when you raise your right hand and swear something and the character. That's what I'm talking about. But anyway, thank you for that. I appreciate it. 833-212. She said she would give the money back. So did you get the money back, Crystal? He's president. Have you gotten any payments from the federal government as a veteran? Because when... I'm just being silly now. Because when Trump became president and you didn't like it, you should have gave every single dime and taken zero benefit. And if they gave a raise to veterans for whatever reason in whatever process, you should have gave it back. I'm just saying. Thank you. Thank you. You know, Crystal, you've been jumping in there lately. I appreciate that. Let me see. I got to go to break. Which one? Let me go to break. 833-212-1017 is the number. We got Mike, we got Winky Blue, we got you in the talking text, the chat, and more. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris.
Truth Nation, it's your boy Tory Lowe, and I need to let you know the award-winning Tory Lowe Show can now be streamed live on YouTube. How? Every day from 1 to 4. Truth Nation, I am now bringing all the smoke on YouTube every single weekday. Hey, how? I need you to go to YouTube right now and subscribe to 1017 The Truth and check out the award-winning Tory Lowe Show live every afternoon. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube. Now that's powerful.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home. Join me every Friday at 11 a.m. for the Milwaukee Experience with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee. We're a city that knows how to celebrate, where the calendar is packed with festivals, the plates are piled high with flavor, and a lakefront sunrise sets the stage. Here in Milwaukee, every street leads to something worth savoring, a place that welcomes you with open arms and where joy is shared in bites, beats, and cheers. The Milwaukee Experience every Friday at 11 a.m. exclusively on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee. I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flysshf.org and ask for an application.
Sweet Talks Medical Spa in Menominee Falls. Skip the sterile clinical office feel. Sweet Talk stays on the cutting edge of beauty and wellness innovations in a vibrant, playful space promoting self-love and confidence. Sweet Talk specializes in a range of treatments including injectables, medical-grade skincare, weight loss, hormone therapies, and more. Not sure where to start? Sweet Talks offers comprehensive wellness consultations to create a customized plan centered around you. Because at Sweet Talks, your goals are their goals. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Ty said we're all them abortion warriors from yesterday. Women serve in Israel. That's what Ann said. Yes, women should be eligible for the draft. Here, modern combat is changing rapidly, and there are so many types of roles and jobs. No. We're not doing the types of roles and jobs and all that. You don't get to say, I want to go to work, and then you can only be a secretary. No. If you say you could be a CEO, you could be an officer in the military. You can be an officer in the military, you can go to combat. So come on now. Anyway, 833-212-1017 is the number. Mike, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Hey, Dr. Ken. I agree with you. I think, why not? You got all these women that claim to be bad, independent, boss babes, and whoa, now you want equality. Now when equality actually can happen, they select and they pick and choose, like you said. I got a kicker for you too. But a follow-up question for anyone that thinks that it's a bad idea: what side were you on when Pete Hegseth said he didn't want women in combat? Because a lot of the left was freaking out like he was attacking women, like it's a bad idea. Right. And then now they don't want to go to war. Also, where does the trans community fall into this draft?
I'm not touching that.
Are you a woman? Or
I'm not touching that. I am not touching. Hey, Mike, something wrong with your phone? I can't hear you, Mike. No, I'm not touching that, Mike. Come on now. You're trying to dig a hole.
Question,
Ricky Bobby.
No. Hey, I might be stupid.
That's all I got for you today.
All right, take care.
I'll end on a high note.
Okay. 833-212-1017 is the number. Winky Blue, stop talking and talk on the radio. What's going on?
Yeah, hello.
Hey, hello.
Hey, listen. I was just listening at Mike. He had some good questions. My thing is that if a woman claims to be equal, then she should be able to be equally drafted into the military. And I always tell women that they're not equal, but they want to tell me that they are. I've never seen a 58, 59-year-old policewoman, at least outside, working a beat. But I've seen 59-year-old men.
Well, I've seen 59 and 60-year-old women working a beat. In
you seen a 59-year-old woman out there? If a 59-year-old woman out there try to catch one of them young boys, she can't hold him when she catches him.
How you know?
Man, I know she.
Okay,
it's very few of them. It's not like. Hey, look, I I see an 89-year-old man right now. Well, not 89. Well, he's about 84. Over at TNT Tires, he's still grabbing semi-tires, putting them on the thing. I see guys down at John's Auto and them dudes grabbing transmission spring. A woman body will not allow her. They sell her the idea that she's unequal, but they've already looked into her future.
Some women can. Some women can, just like some men can't.
Okay. All right. Well, okay, I hear the little ding, but let's be real. I'm not into. I'm pretty much chauvinist when it comes down to it. And
so then why don't you just say that? Say I'm a chauvinist and I don't want women doing stuff. Right. Okay. All right.
I don't want. I think. Guess what? Guess what else, Dr. Ken?
What's that?
When a woman, if she's able to do that, then if she's able to be equal with us, then she should be able to do that. Then you said I'm not touching that when the gentleman. And I guess
I'm not touching it when you say it either. I'm not touching it when you say it either. So, got anything else?
Well, can I say something to you? Why wouldn't you say it? Are you afraid?
Okay, don't do that because now it's insulting. Bye. No. 833-212-1017 is the number. Ed, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
I'm wrestling back and forth. I understand what you're saying. Women want equal rights. Yeah, they should. They should be drafted, but the problem would be a lot of women would come up pregnant, so they wouldn't have to go.
Men come up hurt because men come up. What is
women.
It for?
I understand that.
Come on
I understand
now.
that.
If we're equal, men do the same stuff.
Somebody got to be at home with the kids.
Are you serious?
I understand that.
All right. Okay.
Who's going to be home with the children?
What if you don't have children?
That's the only reason why I say that.
What if you don't have children?
What if you don't want to have children? But you should be, okay, you can be elected to go in. But I'm going to tell you the truth because a lot of people are going to find ways to get out. Especially women. They're going to find their way to get out.
Men too.
Right.
So, you know how men got out of the Vietnam War? They went to college. They went to college.
So, yeah, I served in the military. I've seen it happen. So I know it's not going to be a good thing. It's not. I understand you want women to have the same as men.
Don't put those words in my mouth because I never said how I felt about it.
No, I'm just saying they should be treated like men. Just if they want equal rights, yes, you got to follow the same rules that everybody else.
Okay, all right.
But I'm just saying that you're going to have problems with that.
The same way we got problems with men. All right, thank you much. Appreciate it.
All right.
833. I tell you. Oh, Lord have mercy. Ann said, two of my best friends, women, were cooks in the Navy. One was on an aircraft carrier, the other one a mobile CB unit. Cooks are very important. Don't try to play it up now because you put a woman in a cook's role.
Oh, now they want to cook.
Oh, now yeah. I'll cook. I'll be an office assistant. Nah. You step up like everybody or you don't. Get 100%. Should women be drafted? It's a simple yes or no. It's a simple yes or no. Right now, the poll is at 50-50. Half of y'all said yes, and the other half said no. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Women are not equal. If you're equal, you'll step up like a man. That's what Crystal said. Women are equal. No, you're not. Every time you bring up women's reproductive rights and men don't have reproductive rights, we're not equal. Sorry. Conflict in our city is unjust. Okay. When we come back, I'm going to jump into this, and I'm going to jump into my top 5 at 5. You're listening, and I appreciate everybody. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Top 5 at 5 up next.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game. In 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Truth Nation is the best fan base in the country.
This is my first time calling in, but I listen to you all the time, and I appreciate you and Elizabeth Brown and everything you stand for and everything that you do. So I want to say thank you so much for being you.
We want you to tap into the talk and text line every show, every day at 833-212-1017.
Hey, man, this station is on fire the last couple days.
Milwaukee Black Talk, 1017 The Truth.
Hey there, Jane Lynch here. You want to hear something funny? Too bad. You want to hear something uplifting that will inspire you? Good. Because today, I want to talk to you about Direct Relief, a humanitarian organization that does seriously good work when it counts. Fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. When disaster strikes, Direct Relief immediately shows up with medicines, medical supplies, and everything doctors and nurses need to save lives. Let's ship her out! Every day across the United States and around the world, they're making an enormous difference. If someone needs help, Direct Relief helps. No politics, no red tape. Hey, what you doing over there?
Oh, I'm packing insulin for kids with diabetes.
See, every box here is literally a lifeline for someone in critical need. So check them out at directrelief.org and donate if you can. You might just bring a smile to someone's face.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a bright, focused foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
You are listening to the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of adjustment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. 77, you're going to get yourself hit in the head. Crystal said, just for the record, I don't think men should be drafted for Trump's illegal wars either. It's not for Trump's illegal war. Like, what are you talking about? Like, are you so, like, anyway, Skip it. Skip that. Skip that. Skip that. Skip that. Wow. Crystal don't seem to like men. She's wow. According to our U.S. Constitution, women aren't equal. Just because weak, cowardly men in this country are trying to oppress women doesn't take away from the fact women are equal. Okay. You ready? I agree. Then act like it. Bruh. Act like it. Take everything that's coming. But let me show you how society disagrees. And women will fall into place with society when it fits them. Fox 6 Now, story just broke. Milwaukee County judge sentenced Charles Duprice today to 5 years in prison, 5 years extended supervision in connection with the discovery of 6 young children locked in a storage locker in Milwaukee in September 2025. One of the children was only 2 months old. The sentence matches the recommendation of the state in the case. Here's what the DA said. Mr. Duprice may love his children, but preventing future harm requires more than that. It requires accountability. It requires a genuine commitment to change. We don't see that here. A black man thrown in and out of places, couldn't get it, got Social Security check, $2,000 a month, can't afford an apartment. If you get the apartment, you can't afford electric, gas, heat, water, food, all that. 5 years in prison, 5 years supervision, tied him up for 10 years. He can't vote. Another voter off the roll. Right? Right? In court on March 19th, the judge sentenced Zelensky, you know, the woman he was with, to 18 months in the House of Correction. Then stayed the sentence, putting her on probation for 18 months, has to take parenting classes, can't use any drugs or alcohol, and have her mental health assessed. Pleaded guilty to 2 misdemeanor charges of neglecting a child. Other charges were dismissed and read in. That's how women get treated in the justice system. When you have to choose between a man and a woman, they hammer him. You expect him to take care of the family. You expect him to show accountability. You expect him to get a job. Why didn't she help him? They equal. How come they couldn't both work and pay for childcare? Like, we don't know all those things. But think about it. You conveniently choose to the point where even men in society treat women lesser, even if they're not. And it's amazing how when it benefits you, you roll with it just like you always. I'm going to just roll with it because it benefits me. Weak when you want to be weak, strong when you want to be strong, open my door when I want you to. Don't open my door, I'll open it myself when I decide. Sounds like you got a lot of choice in the world. You want to hang your hat on reproductive rights? Hey, God bless you. But everything else, you take advantage of when it benefits you and when it suits you. Perfect case right here. Society looked at him, who's struggling, and hammered him for not taking care of the kids. What did she get? Nothing. Nothing. Charged her with a misdemeanor and gave him 5 years. Think about that. Think about that. Is it equal? He should have gotten 5 years. She should have gotten 5 years. Equality. You're either equal in everything or you're not equal in anything. And it's really unfortunate, and I'm saying that tongue in cheek, it's really unfortunate that women actually choose to do it. But if you were stand up and you had character, guess what you would do? You would be equal in everything. And those things you can't be equal in, just like men can't be equal in some things as women, it's not. And we accept that. But all the other stuff, you can step up to the plate. Don't complain when a woman gets fired from a job because men get fired too. Don't complain when a woman gets locked up because men get locked up too. But when you get in the system, amazingly, women are always treated different. It's unfortunate. But it's a fact of life.
Number 5.
Well, Milwaukee needs traffic calming, right? Well, JS Online has a story where the city of Milwaukee is continuing to buckle down on road safety efforts. They have 60 new traffic calming projects slated for this year. The projects are part of Milwaukee's ongoing Vision Zero initiative, which aims to reduce the city's annual number of traffic deaths to zero by 2037. Vision Zero is an international street safety initiative that was first launched in Sweden in the 90s, introduced to Milwaukee, among other American cities in 2022. They got 60 projects already working toward. They started it last year, and the city completed about 36 of them. And last year, we'll continue to work on the remaining ones. That's what the Department of Public Works says. So I guess we'll see. And now a moment for golf nerds.
Number 4.
From CBS 58, all 13 golf courses are open. That's it. Next.
Number 3.
I guess stealing mail is a thing now. There's a story on FoxNews.com from Wauwatosa. Milwaukee County prosecutors accuse a man of stealing checks out of the mail for months. Part of a scheme to steal and launder more than $100,000. The city assessor reported that several pieces of mail, which had checks inside, had been stolen from a U.S. Postal Service mailbox outside City Hall. Criminal complaint says the suspect's car, a red Chrysler, was seen near the mailbox on 9 different occasions, 8 of which happened in March between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. One person would get out the driver's door, sometimes joined by a passenger. They'd go to the mailbox, use the mail key, open it, and take out the mail. Based on interviews, they determined more than $100,000 was stolen based on either the amount of the actual check or altered checks that were placed in the mailbox on those dates. Wauwatosa police set up an operation to arrest the suspect. And on April 4th, the red Chrysler did what? Pulled into City Hall, went in the parking lot, stopped at the mailbox a little after 3 a.m. Complaint said the driver, 33-year-old Mario Casey of Milwaukee, was the only person in the car and was arrested without incident, and obviously found a mailbox key in his jacket. Then when they interviewed him, he started saying stuff that really didn't make any sense. But then the detective asked Casey where the checks were going, and court filings said he sent photographs of the checks through a messenger app to someone he knew as Oxy. And Casey said Oxy would send him $100 for each check sent, and he said he made a few $1,000s. They estimate he stole. Get this. Now, here's my question. What took the assessor's office so long? He stole more than 800 pieces of mail. And over the course of 3 to 4 months. He found a death certificate or a birthday card. He would reseal the envelope and put it back because he would feel bad. And he said he's not a bad person. He tries to be careful with people's information and hard-earned money. And he would put the mail back if he could not get anything from it. And it's so nice. That is so nice. Just like Governor Evers. Sometimes he actually is nice. He has a backbone.
Number 2.
From CBS 58, Governor Evers signed a bipartisan bill that allowing DACA recipients to obtain professional credentials. Governor Tony Evers signed Assembly Bill 759 today at Nuevo Mercado El Rey in Milwaukee, removing barriers to professional credentialing for recipients of Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals Program, or DACA. There are around 5,000 DACA recipients in Wisconsin, meaning people who arrived in the U.S. undocumented as children but have spent most of their lives here. The new bipartisan law allows DACA residents and recipients living and working in Wisconsin to obtain licenses for occupations including registered nurse, dentistry, teaching, emergency medical services, and the trades, as long as they meet all applicable requirements and hold a valid federal employment authorization document. You fill out your I-9. That's according to the governor's office. Governor Evers said the law will push back on the hardline stance President Trump's taking on immigration at the federal level. So my question is, do politicians do things because it's the right thing to do? And I think this is the right thing to do. Or do you do things just to push back on Trump? Because if that's why you're doing it, so really, you really don't give a flip about DACA. You just want to push back on Trump. And I think that's where it can get dangerous. Because now you're doing things for political reasons. And that's kind of weird. Speaking of weird, it's official. There's really nowhere safe now.
Number 1.
This from CBS 58. You might have heard Milwaukee police say a 31-year-old man was arrested this morning after allegedly sexually assaulting a 33-year-old victim at the Milwaukee Intermodal Station. That's where the bus and the train is downtown. Upon discovering the assault taking place, police say security personnel intervened and the suspect became combative. That led to a shot being fired by security, though it reportedly did not hit anyone. The situation is under investigation, and charges are set to be reviewed by the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. You know, you would think with people in there, but I wonder what time of day it was. See, I've never been one to go to a bus station or a train station early and wait. You got people in the bus and train station that are there looking for, trafficking, men, women, children, all kind of stuff, drugs, homeless. I'm not too, I don't know. So that's not even safe. I can't even wait on a bus now. That makes no sense. 833-212-1017 is the number. So the story about the checks, right? Stacy asked, how does he cash them? Well, he doesn't have to cash them because he sent the routing information to somebody else. And then that gave them access to the account. Then they were able to do all sorts of things and take money. But didn't the city assessor notice that either checks weren't there or I don't know. But they'll go back. They'll get a forensic accountant and they'll do some investigations, and everybody leaves a electronic footprint. The next thing you know, they'll be able to go ahead and do it. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. We've been talking about men and women and should men get drafted. You want to go ahead? Oh, you finalized it. Should black people resegregate? It was 58% no, 42% yes. I guess y'all like y'all suburbs, huh? Okay. And for the draft, what was the final? For the draft?
That one's still going.
It's still going. All right, we're gonna keep it going. 833-212-1017 is the number. Again, before Top 5 at 5, and for the last hour, I was getting beat up by everybody on the YouTube chat and on the talking text line about whether or not women should be drafted, and it morphed into equal rights and equal this, equal that. I don't know. I think I just find it amazing because personally, should I tell them now how I feel about it? After break? All right. Because I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. And this is just me. Now, reasons differ. But after the break, I'm going to give you my vote on whether or not women should be drafted. Now, remember, we talked about a story that was from Black Enterprise about women getting drafted and that they changed the act and that they wanted to wait until December 2026, and then they're going to start automatically drafting men. So if you turn 18, poof, they put you in the system. You used to have to fill out a form, or you could go online, and if you wanted to get financial aid or anything or scholarships, you had to be registered for the draft when you filled out your FAFSA. Now, they're going to do it for you. Whether you go to high school, college, work, when you turn 18, boom, you're in the system. I'm going to tell you my thoughts, and I'm going to get Miss Carolyn's thoughts when we come back. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris.
Truth Nation, it's that time of year again for the Tory Lowe Community Cleanup. Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 18th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. as we'll be cleaning up the city on the walk. You can also safely get rid of hazardous household items thanks to MMST. Drop off your items from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at MLK Elementary School. We're talking things like all antifreeze, paint thinners, batteries, and pesticides. Sign up now at ToryLoweCleanup.com. The Tory Lowe Community Cleanup is sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, Steinhoffels, Cousin Sub, and Waste Management.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 101.7 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flysshf.org and ask for an application.
After a serious accident, you'll need a winning team to protect your rights. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Prizes, exclusive experiences, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting truthcontests.com. That's truthcontests.com.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. We've been talking about should women be drafted all day long. Should they be drafted? Black Enterprise article that talked about them bringing back the automatic draft. So now the government, with not automatic draft, but automatic registration. So you have to register for selective service. The question is, it doesn't matter because women don't have to be drafted. So my question is, should women be drafted? Miss Carolyn, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. How are you this fine afternoon?
I'm fine, Dr. Ken. How you doing?
I'm good.
And I'm just going to say to the listeners, I'm going to need y'all to not beat up on our Dr. Ken. But anyway, for as women being drafted, if you would have asked me that for my generation, I would have said no. But for these generation of these women who think they know it all and that they think they're equal to men, yeah, draft their butt and let them see how equal they are, okay? That's my opinion.
All right.
Have a nice one, Dr. Ken.
Thank you. Wow, that was frank, candid, and straight to the point. Wow. Okay. All right. Should women be drafted? That's been the question all afternoon. I got to tell you, I don't think women should be drafted. I don't think women should be drafted. Women have strengths that men don't. Men have strengths that women don't. Totally equality, men and women are equal. There are just some things one can do that the other can't. It doesn't make them better. Women are not better because they can bear children. Women don't favor something because they can bear children. Men, just because they're strong, just because they have testosterone and they can do it doesn't make them better. It doesn't give them anything special. You're not special to go off and die for your country if a woman decides she wants to go off and die for her country or defend her country or defend the Constitution or be a police officer or anything. But I don't think women should go. We know men and women are not the same. The question is, are they equal? And that has to be qualified. Are we talking physically? No. Mentally? Yes. Anatomically? One has one strength, another has a different strength. They're pretty much equal because each of them have one or two strengths that the other one has or doesn't have. So, And if our value, this is what Crystal's saying, if our value as humans was equal, they wouldn't send men and make men register for selective service. They would make men and women register as selective service. Our value as humans is not equal. Women are valued more than men. They're valued in court. They're valued when you get in trouble. They're valued as criminals. They're valued as mothers. Come on now. That's just how it goes. It just is what it is. Now, if you want to change society, if you want to change how we live in America, that's fine. But you better be ready for the unintended consequences that come with that. If you want equality, all the things that are non-physical, you have to be equal in. That includes the draft. That includes work. That includes pay. That includes everything. And every time somebody says something and you get less in, right, then make sure you get enough women in the workforce that can get on the boards, get on these tables, pay women a comparable wage, all that. It's just you got to fight for it. Black men have been fighting for it for decades. So we're not the same, but we're equal. But that means you get everything we got. You get everything and you lose it too. So if that's what you're saying, sure, knock yourself out. The draft is yours. 833-212-1017 is the number. Kathy, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
It's good. You know, male and female, if you got, a lady said women should be drafted because they think they know everything, they're cocky. But if you got both parties being drafted, you know, and they're younger than me, of course, and they're having children, and they have children out there, somebody's going, you can't draft both parties. Excuse me. Because you may do that.
Men have children too. Men have children too.
I didn't say that. I said that.
So,
I reserved that. I said both parties have children. I said, but you can't draft both at the same time because if they're young enough, somebody got to watch the family. So, you know, like that.
Correct.
Yeah. So I'm not saying because a man don't have kids, but the 90% of women do take care of them. But that's not what I was saying.
So are you saying women should be drafted?
No, I don't. You know, that's kind of a tricky question.
It's
I don't
really
know
not. Based on what you just said, you're saying women could be drafted because men can take care of families too.
Yeah, I didn't say. I'm saying somebody would have to stay home and take care of the family. So if you're not a married couple and you prove that you have children, it's kind of be difficult to draft.
But even if you're not married,
at the same time.
Even if you're not married, you got children.
Yeah, right. And at the same time, if they got children too, they're singular people and live in different households. We can't draft both of those. So that could have come in. I would say it could happen when you draft both of them.
Okay, so draft
somebody got to take care of the kids. So we can't.
So draft her.
It doesn't really matter to me. I don't mind.
Okay, so should women be drafted?
To a certain point, maybe yes. I'd have to think about it. I don't even know. I couldn't. Okay, hold on. I couldn't even answer that question. I think as time goes on, the Supreme Court may think differently.
I'm asking you, Kathy. I'm not asking the Supreme Court.
Okay, I'll just say no.
Okay.
You're going to rebuttal on that one?
Thank you much. I appreciate it.
Sure.
Bye. everything she said women are equal and they should be drafted and da-da-da-da-da. And then when it came down to the actual question, she was like, Camille said, Kathy, how could you? That 90% of women taking sole care of children is incorrect. Oh, we know it's inaccurate. Come on, stop. It's hyperbole. Give a break. Stop being so literal. It's a talk show. We're having fun. Relax. Take a deep breath. 833-212-1017 is the number. And now with the final traffic check of the day on the 1017 The Truth, here's Debbie Lazica.
43 southbound has some delays from about Locust all the way down through the Marquette to the KK River crossing. We also have northbound backing up from just past Kilbourne all the way up to North Avenue. A crash on the off-ramp to Watertown Plank Road from southbound 41, something to keep in mind there. Northbound's backed up from about Swan Boulevard all the way up past Burleigh, and then more delays up to Hampton. And then we've got on eastbound 94, the left lane blocked with a crash just past Highway F before you get to Springdale. So watch out for that. We've got delays pretty much going all the way back to 164. On the westbound side, of course, our usual delays through the stadium to Hawley Road, then from about Brookfield Road all the way to the accident scene as folks slow down to take a peek. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, periods of rain around ½ inch likely, lows around 40. Tomorrow becoming partly cloudy, a high of 46 at the lake, 53 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Laziga on 1017 The Truth.
Walk in for a suit, walk out with two. It's buy one, get one half off throughout April at Nick Avani's. Suits, blazers, hats, jeans, and more. Everything you need from a hands-on team that styles you from head to toe. Find a suit, add shoes for half the price. Land the perfect two-piece set, now add a vest for 50% less. Prom, weddings, galas, whatever's on your calendar, now's the time to stop in to Nick Avani's. Second floor at Mayfair Mall across from AMC. Buy one, get one half off throughout April at Nick Avani's. Some exclusions may apply. See store for details.
Are you planning a special event? Do you need a personal chef? Either way, make it tasteful. I'm Alicia the Chef, owner of Tasteful Events Catering, and we create customized food experiences for any occasion. We bring quality, flavor, and professionalism to every table. Whether it's a special event or everyday meal solutions, we focus on delivering more than just food. We create experiences. Book today or learn more online at www.tastefuleventscatering.com.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Breaking down the issues that shape our city and our future.
If oil gets to $90 a barrel, I'll be able to pay off my house. I think war is awful. It's terrible. It doesn't resolve things. It creates long-lasting hatred and even more conflict that the American people are always going to find themselves involved in.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon.
But if I don't have a mortgage, you know what I mean? You take the good with the bad. Didn't Donald Trump say he was going to end the wars? You can't have America first if you're involved in all these foreign wars. And there's people that believed him when he said that. He doesn't like wars. He said it many times. Said it on the campaign trail.
Catch it live on YouTube or tune in to 1017 The Truth.
He's bombed just as much in his first year as any warmongering hawk president we've ever seen since World War II.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
This True Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Boston Red Sox took advantage of 3 walks and 2 infield hits to score 3 times in the 3rd inning on Wednesday to beat the Milwaukee Brewers 5-0 for the first back-to-back wins of the season for the Sox. Despite the loss, manager Pat Murphy is proud of Shane Durhan's Major League debut on the mound.
I thought he did some good things, but you can't walk. I don't know how many do you walk, 5 or 4?
The Crew get the day off today before starting a 3-game series with the Washington Nationals. And a triple-double for Jericho Simmons wasn't enough as the Milwaukee Bucks followed the Detroit Pistons 137-111. The last home game for the Bucks is tomorrow night against the Nets. They finish the season Sunday against the Philadelphia 76ers. The Wisconsin Badgers men's hockey team takes on North Dakota at 4 p.m. today in Las Vegas in the semifinals of the Frozen Four. This True Sports Update was powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Are you really, or am I dreaming?
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Hey, want to remind you, Truth Nation, it's that time of year, the Tory Lowe Community Cleanup. Mark your calendar, Saturday, April 18th, 8 to 12. We'll be cleaning up the city of Milwaukee. That's the Tory Lowe Community Cleanup on Saturday, April 18th from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Bring the whole family, help clean up our city. Sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, Steinhoffel's Cousin Subs, and Waste Management. Presented by the Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District. 833-212-1017 is the number if you want to pontificate on whether or not women should be drafted. Right now, 53% say yes, 47% say no. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. That's a 6-vote difference, so it's pretty close. I'm just saying. I think we need to get a little lighter. I also got to find something to argue about because tomorrow's Pop Off Friday. So should I pop off about women tomorrow? Everything I don't like about women and then have them respond? Or everything women don't like about men and have men respond? Like, I don't know. What food? Because I was thinking about this driving in, and I saw an article where they were talking about Milwaukee is becoming like a food hub now. You know, they got a lot of foodies here, and it's a great place to go eat, and it's a great place to go do all this stuff, right? So my question is, and I guess I'm gonna ask Zach first. So I'm gonna wait till he finished doing his thing, you know, producing the #1 radio show in Wisconsin. But anyway. What food would you eat every day if you didn't have to worry about any negative effect on your life?
Fried chicken.
Fried chicken. Okay. You said that a little too fast.
Yep. Pizza too.
Wow. Okay. 833-212-1017 is the number. What food, if it didn't have a negative impact on your life, what food would you eat every single day? And so here's the thing. I forget what you call it, but I do the same thing all the time, and it keeps me. Right? I'm highly struck. I'm not OCD, but the ADHD makes me have to do things in a certain order, like I'm that guy that if a picture's crooked, I'll straighten it out. Like if you took a picture when I leave the studio, I wish we could figure out a way to do that. And leave the studio, the mouse pad is sitting right in front of the 2 computers, and the mouse pad and the mouse is in the middle of the pad, and it's perfect. And I line up the microphone and push the chair up, and that's just the way and I don't know what you call that. I don't know if it's excessive compulsive. I don't think it is. No, it's not obsessive compulsive. You are. Quanda said, I'm very excessive compulsive. Okay. B-Brews said wild salmon. You know what wild salmon eat? They're like catfish. They eat any. Okay. double hamburger. So Sincere and Quanda said, and B-Brews basically said salmon. Can you eat a lot of, does salmon have mercury in it? Okay, can't eat salmon. Thank you for bursting my bubble. Aaron said double cheeseburger. Aaron, what's on the cheeseburger? That's the important thing. Cheeseburger's fine, but what's on the cheeseburger? Is there lettuce, tomato, pickle, mustard, relish? Like, what's on it? B-Brews, broccoli ain't going to kill you. Why you say broccoli? You can eat broccoli all day.
If you eat too much of it, it can.
Really?
Yep.
How? How can broccoli kill you by eating? I guess you'll just be a glutton. You'll just get fat off broccoli. Can you say fat? I guess so. You're fat shaming. There'd be no shame if you... Okay, let me stop. Aaron said light everything. B. Bruce said neurotic. Let me look that up. Let me look that up. Behavior, feelings, or a person characterized by excessive anxiety, emotional instability, and a tendency to interpret situations as overly stressful or negative. Nope, that's not me. That's not me. Nope, not me. You're just being silly, as usual. Big arch, no onions, pickles. What's a big arch? Is that like one of them McDonald's things? That's an Amazon burger that looking at it will give you heart disease. B. Bruce says salmon is great for the eyesight. Here's the problem with that. The mercury will kill you. You won't have any eyesight. So I don't know about that. Camille said lasagna. Well, I can't eat lasagna. I'm allergic to tomatoes. My food that I would eat. So let me go through it. So I go through phases, right? I go through phases of doing things, right? So I do things all the time. So when I go through all the time, I go through these like steps. So growing up, anybody old enough to remember sandwich cookies where they were square and they were either yellow or pink inside? And I would go to the store every day because I have a routine, right? I would get 5 of those every day. And it cost me a nickel, right? I would always ask my mother. My father never had any money and stuff, so I always beg my mother, or my grandmother would give me a nickel, and I would go to the corner store, and I would get me 5 sandwich cookies. And then when I got done with sandwich cookies, it was Hostess cupcakes. But back in the day, Hostess cupcakes were huge. Now they cost more, and they're like 10 times smaller. And then from there, I morphed into 3 Musketeer bars. And every time I went to the store, I ate a 3 Musketeer. I was making myself a little diabetic, I know. And I ate 3 Musketeer bars. And then after 3 Musketeer bars, it turned to chocolate chip Chips Ahoy cookies. OMG. And a glass of milk, I would kill a whole bag. It was bad. And then from there, I went to Oreos. And then went back to chocolate chip, and then I just stopped. Because I got busy, I went to college, I was doing stuff and all that. And then I eat some sweet tarts. And so now to this day, my snack food is sweet tarts. Now in between that, I fell in love with pistachio nuts because I have bruxism, always chewing, always biting. So I always have something that I can chew on, and that's why I eat sunflower seeds or sweet tarts or whatever. Well, gum, I'll end up biting my tongue because then you would chew all the time, and it's really hard to talk on the radio while you're chewing gum. So I have to find something. So on the way home, that's why I've started chopping up carrots, chopping up celery and all that, and I have a box, and while I'm driving, I just chew on it, and it works out great. Right. Where'd she go? Where did Nene go?
You took too long.
Nene, I was about to come to you, Nene. Nene. Okay. So call me back. 833-212-1017. Todd, why would you say that? Todd said, Dr. Kim, my wife raises Black Angus beef. Ribeyes. You just messed me up, right? Now, when I was talking about the guy that got sentenced to more. They said he's more culpable than the mother. How? In the family situation. Y'all need to stop that nonsense. They're equal in the marriage, but when something go wrong, they blame him. That's what society does. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That. He's controlling the family and making all decisions, so he decided to not obtain housing and use their money for drugs and other things. So, come on. Come on.
Really?
Even if he did, she's culpable too. There's a lot of stuff going on in that I don't even want to get into, but I understand what you're saying, Daphne. I get it. But come on. Come on. Come on. It's blame game. Blame. And that's what happens to men. They get blamed for everything. Get blamed for war, get blamed for peace, get blamed for low pay, get blamed for jobs, get blamed for crime. Okay. That's okay. Salmon is good for... So today, my food that I would eat, going in a really big circle, the food that I would eat, if I could eat it every day and it didn't have a negative effect on my life, would be Qdoba. Bruh. Qdoba. So I can't eat the cheese. I don't eat the beans because they're inflammatory. Beans cause can't talk today. Beans cause inflammation, so I don't eat beans. So I get light white rice because rice turns to sugar. Chicken, although it has a lot of salt in it. I've never had an issue with salt and sodium. Salt. Fajitas. And I pick out the onions because I can't stand onions. It's just raw onions. I'll cook them grilled, but raw. Let me see. Lettuce, cilantro, some light whipped cream, and lots of jalapenos. And then I tap out. And that is how I lost. That's how I went from 252 to 223. 223 seems to be my stop point, and now I'm trying to get lower. So after today, and I started today because you can't start tomorrow when you know you got to do something today. So I started my diet again today. I stopped eating sweets. I ate my last piece of bread, and now it's all back to, if I eat out, I'm going to eat at Qdoba. I'm going to eat it measured. I'm going to drink water, not soda. I had my last Diet Coke today. I'm going to go back. I got my chopped up carrots and celery, and I'm going to eat that every day, lightly salted. And in about 2 weeks, we'll see what happens. I'm going to hop on my bike and ride, hop on my stationary bike and ride, do my calisthenics. Now, here's my question before we go to break, because we got a break in a few. Should I... Okay. Should I... Well, I'm not going to ask that because you all scream at me. Should I do yoga or Pilates? Like, which is which? Because I need a workout regimen where I can stretch, the bad back and the shoulder, but now it's getting better. So I need something that's going to make me sweat, something that's going to make me work out, get my heart rate up, 150 minutes a week, and really, really, really get into shape. Maybe do some lightweight work. I don't like to do weights. And go from there. What are your thoughts? I don't know. Angus beef. Oh, I'm not looking at that anymore. I love steak. Get a sauna suit. Okay, I'm not going to walk around sweating like a pig. Hey, you stink. You smell like plastic. She said, what is your bench press? 245? I don't know. I haven't bench pressed in a while. I don't bench press and do that for strength because I bulk up too big and then my clothes don't fit. I just got this spring. I'm going on a clothing expedition because now all my clothes are officially too small. And see, I got this, and I'm trying to get rid of this. See the stomach? I'm trying to get rid of that. That's the last part. That's the hardest part. And the only way I can do it is to literally work out. So that's what I'm going to do. Crystal said, I think both would be good. Try them both and see which one you like better and go with it. But what are they? Like, I don't know what they are. Like, I know what yoga is. I'm not eating Wagyu steak. I will die, dude. I'm not doing all that. 10. I'm not doing that. He said weight, or it might be a she. I don't know. Weight, training, cardio, flexibility, calisthenics. I'm not doing all of them. I'm doing the ones that don't hurt, which is some lightweight training, cardio, hit the bike, flexibility, but I don't know which one. Pilates or, well, you know what? I got a few minutes. I got a couple minutes. Let's do this. Pilates. I don't even know how to spell Pilates. Versus yoga. What are the differences? So Pilates and yoga are both, they enhance strength, flexibility, mind, body awareness, low impact movements. Pilates focuses on core strength. That's probably what I need. Precise, repetitive movements, structural alignment. That's really what I need. Often using equipment. Nope, that's not what I need. Yoga focuses on flexibility, holding poses, and spiritual meditative wellness. It's probably yoga. It's probably yoga. But then I need the conditioning and strengthening and rehabilitating the body, so that would be Pilates. Yeah. Crystal, you're right. Try both. You're right. I'm not doing burpees and all. Stop. Yeah. I think. I'm just checking. That's why I said 10. That's what I know. Okay. I apologize. I didn't mean to call you a woman. I'm just making sure. I don't want to get beat up. So the question before we take our final break, should women be drafted? 53% said yes, and 47% said no. Well, y'all was pretty vocal about that. So YouTube has great videos showing Pilates. Go to a hip-hop. I'm not doing a hip-hop class. No. Pilates is not the same as weight training. Shocking. Now, that is what I should probably do. That's the best thing, Tai Chi. I should probably try Tai Chi. I heard Tai Chi is it. And so I think I'm going to do that. Tai Chi. Yep. I got it. Thank y'all. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Tai Chi.
At Junior Achievement, students learn how innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship can turn a simple idea into something that changes an industry. With support from Cost Corporation, students are discovering how engineering, product design, and smart marketing bring great ideas to life. From pioneering studio headphones to building a brand recognized around the world, Cost shows students how technology and creativity shape the way we experience music. Learn more at ja.org.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home. The baked potato just became the main event. At Loaded Spud, we take comfort food and turn it into something bold. Fresh baked potatoes piled high with creative toppings like buffalo chicken, steak and cheese, and classic loaded favorites, all made fresh and built to satisfy. Big flavor, generous portions, no shortcuts. It's fast, affordable, and proudly local. Loaded Spud, Milwaukee's most unexpected comfort food. Stop in today at 789 North Water Street or visit online at www.letsgetloaded.online.
Put Brewers weekends back on your schedule when the Crew take on the Nationals April 10th through the 12th. Collect a new Mish trading card bobblehead for the first 25,000 fans on Saturday the 11th, courtesy of Toyota. Then reserve Sunday for a full day of family fun. Kids can run the bases, get autographs, and the first 5,000 kids get a Brewers wiffle ball set, courtesy of Joy. Plus, it's a kids cheer free Sunday. Grab your seat at brewers.com/tickets.
At UW Credit Union, we have best-in-class technology and peopleology. Like if you lose your card, you can stop by in-branch for a same-day replacement, or you can have a new one instantly issued to the app. So whether you prefer interacting with our snappy online interface or our in-person regular faces, UW Credit Union is always here for every you. And whichever you choose, it's the best of both worlds. Join today at uwcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Well, Zach threw in there whether or not I should. And 45% said I should do Tai Chi, 33% Pilates, and 22% yoga. How's that for weird? 45, 33, 22. Because he asked, should I do yoga, Pilates, or Tai Chi? So
you skewed it, though. If you didn't leave Tai Chi as an answer, I think they would have voted yoga.
Yoga, you do? Okay. All right. Well, thank you much, everybody. Appreciate you. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. I want to throw this out really quick from WISN.com. There's a recall alert. White rice sold at Target and Walmart has been recalled for possible foreign matter. So go to the website, get the details. You might have the brand. Make sure you do it, but that's what I got to do. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. The analysis is coming up next, and then we'll have Tori Lowe, and we'll go throughout the day, and then in 23 hours, I'll be right here. Well, more like 22 hours. It's going to be 2 hours at 4 o'clock. In 22 hours, I'll be right back for the best in Milwaukee Black Talk. Hey, y'all. Thank you, Zach. Appreciate you. God bless. Take care. Deuces. I'm out.
Be quiet.